Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Chris, and today I wanted to talk about what happens when you lose your local coin shop. So, as you know, I had a career change earlier in the year, and it's pretty much almost doubled my pay. So, yeah, very good, and the working conditions are much better. So, definitely a wise move. But part of that was that I no longer have the commute that I did before, which saves me about maybe an hour and a half a day back and forth to get to work, which is pretty crazy. But one of the downsides of that was that I ended up losing the access to my local coin shop, which was Coin Connection in Studio City, California. Um, that place, I had built a relationship over time. I had talked to them, learned a lot, kind of gauged whether are they trustworthy, are they there to take my money, they think I'm a sucker, whatever the case was. And they were pretty good to me, all things considered, especially the main guy. But that being said, now that I'm no longer in the area, things are much different. So, as I talked about in one of my other videos, I've tried to look in the area where I actually live, which is the South Bay in California. And, there are quote unquote coin shops, but it's not the same thing. So, there are gold and silver shops, which are basically glorified pawn shops nearby. And then there are actual coin shops with kind of that same vibe, but nothing that I've seen with the showcase kind of thing where you can walk in and really get that same experience that I had up there. Everything down here that's kind of that same genre of knowledgeable coin dealers is really by appointment only, which kind of it kind of takes the fun out of it, because part of the fun of the coin shop is that you can get in there anytime and really look around. It's kind of like the candy shop, you don't necessarily go in there knowing what you want to buy all the time. Sometimes you do, but sometimes you want to see what there is and kind of make up your mind that way. So that's the dilemma that I'm struggling with now, is that it's kind of taken the variety aspect of my stacking away from me, because one of the big benefits of being able to go to the coin shop was that people were turning in random stuff constantly. And so, that being the case, every time you'd go there, for the most part, except for the last portion of the year when I was going there, it really looked like they weren't turning over the inventory like they were, during the first half of the year. But that being the case, being able to see what people were bringing in on a regular basis was, half the fun, if not more. And for me, I was literally buying silver like every day. I was trading the markets pretty heavily because there was a lot of volatility. So I was taking that money and transitioning it over into silver. Funny story about this coin, I actually went into a shop not too long ago and saw this coin, which T the Silver Stacker has a video on, that has the sordid history of this coin, the Mexican Olympic coin. I actually saw this going for $86 each at a pretty much like a pawn shop. But apparently people were paying it. And I was just like, that's nuts. I got these for I think 22, 23. They were a good price at the time. So crazy world. Anyway, one of the things, like I said, that interests me is, moving forward, where is my stacking going to come from? I basically lost my source of knowledge that I had, which was the coin shop. The older guys who've seen it all kind of know, people are passing through, the stackers that are going to last the long term. And then they have, of course, their regulars there, people who come and talk to them for hours on end. And myself, I was kind of I think it was where they knew me, and they knew, I'd come and kind of look through everything. But at the same time, that for the most part, I wasn't a sucker where it's sell this guy the Buffalo rounds as a collector coin, like these guys. But what I've noticed is that, you know, having had access to the coin shop for that long period of time really showed me like a different way to stack versus the way that I was doing it previously, which was to be buying online. You know, I used to love going online and, you know, looking at what are the different offerings, you know, on AppMex or JM Bullion, whatever the case was. But now I see that, yeah, it's just not as fun because you know, the shipping prices have gone way up. So I can't just, you know, a la carte a few different coins and not pay shipping. But then also there's something about having to wait for your bullion, you know what I mean? Like it kind of takes some of the fun away. Now I realize not everyone has a coin shop right off the bat, so I definitely get it. Like I said, like I had never even gone to the coin shop for my first few years of stacking, mainly because I was, you know, intimidated to walk in there and kind of be that guy, that new guy at the coin shop. So I didn't want to I just wasn't into it. I wasn't feeling it. Finally, I forced myself to go in there, and then I, you know, over time built a good rapport and had a great experience. But what I would say is that having had that experience, having a local coin shop that I could go to regularly, now has taken a lot of the fun out of being able to go online and say like, oh, I want this, I want that. The great thing about going online is the selection is amazing. I mean, you can pretty much find whatever you're looking for the most part. But the downside is that wait time. And yeah, I mean, unless I was ordering pretty regularly, like I said, like maybe a few coins at a time, then it'd be fun because, you know, you get some treats in the mail, the mailman brings you your bullion. But when you have to rack up an order of at least $200 each time that you make a purchase, not pay shipping, it kind of takes a lot of the fun out of it. Now, I know there are different, you know, bullion dealers out there that I could go to, that I could look at, that offer lower prices for shipping. But the key there for me is that, you know, most of my money goes to AppMex or JM Bullion just because, like anything, we all go to our favorites. So like other places I know they exist. I think Hero Bullion's like $99 minimum, things like that. But it is interesting to me that, you know, as a stacker, I started online and I really loved it for the longest time. And then now that, you know, I've had the experience of being able to go to the coin shop to kind of get that quick fix, it just, you know, shopping online just doesn't provide the same benefit that it once did, the same thrill, which is pretty crazy. Anyway, that's it for today. I just wanted to give you my thoughts on that. I'm sure many of you have had kind of the same thing happen in some form or fashion. Also, don't forget to go check out that giveaway video. I think it was yesterday that I put out that video, so that you can get your hands on some free gold or palladium, which is pretty interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a palladium giveaway. So again, make sure you're sub, make sure you go watch that one, and make sure you have a great weekend. Take care. See you soon.